Hey, welcome to lesson 2 of unit 3, and we're going to check out some anatomy of type. So let's go to the next slide here. Okay, so in typography, it's a crazy art and a science. So there's so many, look at this graphic here. We got so many features that goes into a typeface. There's people that spend their entire careers really dedicated to this craft of making beautiful typefaces, words, and letters. So some of the most important features of the anatomy of type, I'm going to give about 8 of them here. So we got the baseline. So that's kind of where everything is measured from. That's the bottom of the word here, right? So that's the baseline. And then the X height is kind of the height from the baseline. So that's the baseline to the top of lowercase letters. So typically in typeface, they use the letter X. That's why it's called the X height to determine what that height is. So if you see it every lowercase letter, that's where that X height goes to. Then we got the cap height. So if we got X height, the cap height is kind of the opposite. So it's the distance from the baseline to the top of the capital letters, as you see here. And then you have this concept of an ascender. So you have the X height line. And the ascender is any letter that goes above lowercase letter that has a tail that sticks above that X height line. As opposed to a descender where you have the baseline, and the descenders are any tails that go below that baseline. And then we have the concept of the bar. So that's any letters that have a main horizontal portion of it. So that's the bar. And then we have the stem, which is kind of like the bar, but the vertical version. So it's any letters that have a vertical section, like that. And then we have the bowls of letters. So many things that typography people need to consider. So what's this bowl gonna look like? So that's any part of letters that, like the B's and stuff like that, where you have this portion of the letter sticking out like that. And last, a big part of typography is the serif. So we've talked about this before in the last lesson, but that's kind of like just these little tails and stuff, fancy things that stick off of letters in serif typefaces. Okay, so in the lesson for this, you're going to identify some of these features in some words that I'm going to give you. And then I'll see you guys in lesson 3.